Surrounded by the hills of central Honshu, Kyoto is one of Japan's largest cities. It's also the education hub of Western Japan and boasts several universities and higher educational establishments. It is one of Japan's great tourist destinations. It is famous for having preserved much of the atmosphere of the past, having been the only major Japanese city to escape the devastation of World War II. Celebrated as the residence of the emperor, and Japan's principal cultural center for almost 1,100 years, Kyoto today boasts numerous things to do and great places to visit, including exploring the fine examples of sculptures, paintings, and other art forms in its many museums and galleries. Your Kyoto travel itinerary should include seeing non-touristy sites, too. These should include the many examples of its centuries-old architecture, much of it influenced by Buddhism, which can still be seen in the many splendid temples located in the quieter, less visited corners of the old city. Kyoto continues to play an important role in Japanese religion, with 30 of the city's temples still serving as centers of various Buddhist sects, along with some 200 Shinto shrines within the city limits. All told, UNESCO World Heritage Site status has been designated to 17 historic buildings in Kyoto. Find the best places to visit in the city with our list of the top attractions in Kyoto. Number 10. Byōdō-in Temple. The Byōdō-in Temple, established in AD 988, boasts many unique buildings, shrines, and artworks and is worthy of a visit. Highlights include the Phoenix Hall, Hoodoo, with its bronze phoenixes on its two gables and rich interior decor. This attractive hall also features 11th century paintings, including an imposing gilded figure of Amida, and an altar and ceiling inlaid with bronze and mother-of-pearl. Adjoining is the Kannon-do, a hall directly above the river and known as the Tsurudono, or fishing hall. Be sure to spend time visiting the temple gardens with their many fine ponds, as well as the Byōdō-in Museum with its treasures relating to the temple site, including its 52 wooden Buddha statues, carved phoenixes, and the original temple bell. Also worth a visit is the Zen Tenryū-ji Temple. From here, you can access the wonderful Arashiyama Bamboo Grove, an area full of tall bamboo that is simply breathtaking. Number 9. Daitokuji Temple. The Daitokuji Temple, the Zen temple of great virtue, is one of the principal temples of the Rinzai sect and was founded in 1324. The present structures date from the 16th and 17th centuries. Of the 22 buildings on site, 7 are open to the public. These include the Karamon, a Chinese-style gate with magnificent carvings, and the two-story main gate, Salmon, built in 1589 and notable for its many fine ceiling paintings and statues. The main hall, the Butsuden, or Dayu-den, was built in 1664 and contains a statue of Shakyamuni with his disciples Anna and Kyo and a figure of Daido Kokushi, first abbot of the temple. Beyond the main hall is the lecture hall, or Hado, based on Chinese models, and the Hojo, or abbot's lodging, with its paintings, wooden tablet, and adjoining garden. Other highlights include the old abbot's lodging, Shinjuin, with its statues and tombs dating from the 14th century, and a lovely Zen garden. Number 8. Katsura Imperial Villa. Originally constructed in 1624 for Prince Ushio Tashi-ito, brother of Emperor Gyōzai, Katsura Imperial Villa is home to splendid historic architecture and one of Japan's most famous historic gardens. Designed by Kobori Enshu with assistance by the prince, this beautiful garden is laid out in such a way that the visitor always sees things from the front. Smaller gardens are grouped around a large pool with the summits of Mounts Arashiyama and Kamehameha in the background. Highlights include the Miyuki Mon gates and the many garden paths, some made from river pebbles and others of rectangular cobbles, edged by mosses and bushes. These lead through more gates into the inner garden with a group of buildings known as the Goten at its center. A particular highlight here is the veranda of Furushoin, specially designed to permit observation of the moon, and the 3 rooms of the Nakashoin with its many fine paintings by Japan's leading artists. If time allows, be sure to stop and enjoy a meal or light refreshments in one of the many on-site tea houses. Number 7. But first, if you are new here, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe. Do you know which castle has squeaking floorboards that replicate the chirping sound of a nightingale? Put your answer in the comments below and stay tuned because I am going to give you that answer soon. Now going back. Gion is an area of Kyoto that is well suited to explore on foot. Located on the eastern bank of the Kamogawa River, Gion is an eclectic mix of modern architecture and historical beauty that provides a unique taste of numerous Japanese traditions, from the elaborately dressed geishas to well-preserved 17th-century restaurants and tea houses offering a glimpse of old Japan. Centered on an area encompassing Hanami-Koji Street, Shihodori Street, and the waterside promenades of Shirakawa Minami-dori Street, Gion is also famous for its many fine temples. The best known of these are the 15th-century Silver Pavilion, Kinkaku-ji, and the Gion Temple. Gion is one of Japan's most famous temples, notable for its 24-meter-high, 2-story tower, Salmon-san, which houses the country's largest bell. Weighing 71 tons, it was cast in 1633, and is rung only during festivals in mid-April. Gion is a wonderful, and safe, place to enjoy a walking tour at night, too. Number 6. The Kyoto National Museum and Municipal Museum of Art. In addition to its many fine old temples with their important artworks, Kyoto also boasts a number of impressive collections in its world-class museums and galleries. Perhaps the best known is the National Museum, an art gallery established in 1897 that is widely considered the most important such museum in Japan. Focusing predominantly on pre-modern Asian art, particularly examples from Japan, the museum has been completely renovated and includes a new wing designed by architect Yoshio Taniguchi. Highlights of a visit include seeing numerous examples of historic art and applied arts, along with regular exhibitions. Be prepared for plenty of walking. Also worth seeing is Kyoto Municipal Museum of Art. Opened in 1928, this fine gallery features important works by Takeuchi Seo, one of Japan's leading artists of the 20th century. Number 5. Nishi Honganji Temple. The chief temple of the original Jodo Shinshu sect, Nishi Honganji Temple is an outstanding example of Buddhist architecture. Highlights include the Hondo, or main hall. Rebuilt in 1760, notable features of this fine structure include a number of rooms decorated with paintings on gold backgrounds, and numerous important statues, some dating from the 6th century. Also of interest is the Founders Hall, Daishido. Here, you'll find the much revered statue of Shinran, carved in 1244 and later covered with a coat of lacquer mingled with his ashes. Another notable building is the Daishoin, or treasury, with various rooms named after the exquisite wall and ceiling paintings with which they're decorated. These include the Sparrow Room, Suzume no Ma, the Room of the Wild Geese, Gon no Ma, and the Chrysanthemum Room, Kiku no Ma, with its fine 17th century paintings of flowers in gold and white by Kaiho Yasetsu. Also of interest is the Higashi Honganji Temple of the Jodo Shinshu sect. Founded in 1602, it's home to a number of examples of fine artwork. Only a few parts of these temples are open to the public, so be sure to make arrangements through the temple's website in advance of your visit to include other areas not normally accessible. Number 4. Sanjūsangen-dō Temple. Sanjūsangen-dō, Rinjuin Temple, or the Temple of the 33 Niches, takes its name from its rather unusual structure, Its facade is divided into 33 niches to reflect the belief that Kannon, the goddess of mercy, could take on 33 different personifications. Originally built in 1164, the present elongated building was constructed in 1266 after a fire destroyed its predecessor. Evidence of its former importance as a place of training in archery can still be seen in the many holes in its ancient pillars and timbers made by arrowheads. The most important of its many works of art is the Cannon with 1,000 hands, a nearly 3.5 meter tall statue. Dating from the 13th century, it's famous for the 500 standing figures of Kannon lined up on either side of it. Also of note are the additional sculptures of the 28 celestial auxiliaries, spirits considered subordinate to Kannon, located behind it. Number 3. Kiyomizu-dera Temple. In the east part of Kyoto, the Kiyomizu-dera Temple, an important UNESCO World Heritage Site, lies in a picturesque location on Ottawa Mountain overlooking the city. Visitors can enjoy a delightful stroll to the temple along quaint Teapot Lane with its small shops and craft stores. This beautiful temple was founded in AD 790 and dedicated to the 11-headed Kannon, the Buddhist goddess of mercy whose statue can be seen here. The existing buildings were erected after 1633 in the period of the third Tokugawa shogun, Iemitsu, and stand mainly on a rocky outcrop high above the Ottawa waterfall. Highlights include the large terrace of the main hall, built on 30-meter-tall pillars with 5 rows of crossbeams and used as a stage for temple dances and ceremonies. The terrace affords spectacular views over the city and the surrounding wooded hills, especially when the leaves change color in fall. Personalized English language guided tours are available. Number 2. Kinkaku-ji Temple. Originally built in the 14th century as a retirement villa for Shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu and now a Zen Buddhist temple, the magnificent golden pavilion, Kinkaku-ji, is one of Kyoto's most picturesque attractions. Taking its name from the gold leaf adorning the top 2 of its 3 floors, a design element believed to alleviate any negativity associated with death, the structure has been rebuilt in its original form a number of times, this most recent incarnation dating from the late 1950s. Built over a large pond, the site is also famous for its beautiful grounds, as well as its old stone pagoda and the Sekate tea house with its traditionally served beverages. For a different perspective of this wonderful tourist attraction, plus avoiding the summer crowds, time your visit for either winter or autumn. The latter is spectacular thanks to the fall colors. Number 1. Nijo Castle. Nijo Castle, complete with well-preserved walls, towers, and a moat, was built in 1603 and later served as the seat of government. The complex has several buildings containing many significant works of art, and is famous as the location chosen by the emperor to issue the rescript abolishing the country's once powerful shogunate. Highlights include the castle's east gate, Higashio Temen, its main entrance, as well as the inner gate, or Karamon, notable for its fine carvings and decorated metalwork. Beyond this, the elaborate Mikuruma Yosei is another must-see. The castle's fine gardens are also fun to explore. The site's most important building is Ninomaru Palace. Consisting of 5 separate buildings linked by corridors, it boasts exquisite interiors decorated with many paintings by Kano Tanyu and his pupils. The principal apartment is the Hall of the Imperial Emissary, Joden no Ma, matched in splendor by the adjoining rooms, Ni no Ma and Tozemurai no Ma with their paintings of tigers. Also of interest is the adjacent building with its large audience hall surrounded by a gallery and with sliding doors with large paintings of larches on a gold background. The 4th building, the Kuro Shoin, has animal paintings by Kano Naonobu, while in the shogun's private apartments are paintings of mountain landscapes. Now if all of that isn't enough to convince you that Nijo Castle deserves to be the #1 place to visit on my list, just think about this Nijo Castle house's famous nightingale floors. These squeaking floorboards were specially designed to replicate the chirping of a nightingale. If traveling as part of a tour, be sure to request a chance to tread the castle's famous nightingale floors. Well, that is it for my top 10 places that you can visit in Kyoto, Japan. Let me know in the comments below which country to explore next. You can find me on Instagram at Traveling Nebula. If you would like to know the top 10 places that you can visit in the city of Tokyo, Japan, check out this video right here in episode 11 of our 11-episode Japan series.